Hi, welcome to the Baynet. My name is Mason Short. Tonight with me I have a very special guest, running for Congress, Mr. Chris Palumbi. Chris, how you doing tonight?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Good. Thanks for being with us. So tonight, we kind of just want to ask some questions. So the first question I want to ask is, what improvements do you think need to be made to the education system in our jurisdiction?
Thank you. Good question. Unfortunately, with our district, the public schools in general are doing above average national standards. So we have great schools in the district. Are there improvements that we can do? Absolutely. We can always seek to find ways to improve our school systems, to better our students, the quality of education for them as well. A lot of things that I hear from teachers in regards to the federal side is that there's too much federal testing, there's too much federal standardized testing, and they want to have the ability to teach the students' ability, and I agree with them. We should empower teachers. I mean, I learned myself with my couple years that I served being a teacher. It's an overwhelming task, and I definitely feel for our teachers and appreciate them very much. But let's let them teach to the ability of their students and make sure that they have the quality education and see what we can do to kind of leverage those couple weeks a year where they have to switch gears and tailor that towards them. A couple other things too is VOTEC, vocational training, making sure that we're setting our students up for success, that maybe they don't want to go to college or they want the hands-on work to go right from college. I think that's a great benefit for our workforce and our economy. Same thing too is I hear from a lot of individuals that they would like financial literacy to be mandated within secondary schools. So that's a big thing as well. Now, as for the current situation that we're in right now with COVID-19, and we have virtual learning and hybrid learning, it's been a tough situation for parents, especially those now who have to work from home or they had to take a leave of absence to work with their students. And it's brought the discussion of school choice. And I do agree with that parents should have the option to determine what's best for their student. And just because they live within a particular zip code, that shouldn't dedicate the student to absolutely have to go to that school where they live. They should have the option, should have some flexibility and options for them. And again, like I said, students learn in many different ways, so we want to make sure that we are not just empowering the students, but empowering the teachers and make sure that the quality of education is top-notch, not just throughout our country, but throughout our district as well. Now, with that being said, another big thing that we need to look into, especially with the coronavirus situation, is our infrastructure for broadband internet. It's unfortunately sad to see how many residents throughout our whole district are still without broadband internet access right now, and I feel for those students because they're held at a great disadvantage right now, especially with this early start of the school year. And so we need to make sure that we have some federal funding to help make sure that we have that and accommodate and help everybody as much as possible so we can make sure that everybody can prosper.
Yeah, those are great points. Yeah, I'm excited to hear your thoughts on the rest of our topics tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. We have a very special guest with us today, U.S. Congressman Mr. Steny Hoyer. Mr. Hoyer, how are you doing today?
Mason, good to be with you. Thank you very much.
Good. Thank you for joining us.
It's always good to visit Baynet.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So first question I'd like to ask you today is in regards to education. Very important topic. What improvements do you believe you can make and need to be made in our education system today?
Well, I'm a believer that education is the strength of any community or state or country. Because educating the next generation, of course, predicts what you're going to be as a nation. So investing in education, I think, is the best education you make. Frederick Douglass, born a slave in the state of Maryland, Talbot County, and left and became a free man, said it is easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men. A very profound thought. And what he meant was, the Bible says, if you train up a child in the way they shall go, they will not depart from it. I don't know that that's always true, but I think if you don't train up a child with the values and the skills and the information they need to succeed in society, that they won't be successful and your society will not be successful. So investing in education, particularly, as you probably can glean, my wife Judy, who died in 1997, was an early childhood educator. And she believed that to her core. And I believe if you get children early, that's why I think we need pre-K, not just K, but pre-K and early childhood education. Because the scientists tell us a baby out of the womb is a sponge. And they start learning, Mason, right then. So I think we need to continue to and invest in our children in education. Number one investment we can make as a society.
All right, very strong thoughts. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mason.
Definitely.